morning and welcome back to Wild Mountain Farm. If you're new around here, my name's Arden and today we're going to be doing some sowing. Okay, so I'm back in the greenhouse today, which I haven't taken you in for a while. We're still very full in here. I guess I can show, well, actually my wheelbarrow's in the way. I can't quite show you yet, but I will get back there. But we've got tons of stuff that needs to go in. The parsley, the onions, we're waiting for the weather to warm up just slightly, because if they go through a frost, they will bolt. So trying to just kind of keep them in here, although they really want to go out. There's lots of things that are coming along. We've got these going to be cut and for the market this week, all those micros. Yeah, we're just still very full in here. As you can see, our tomatoes are getting big too. There's a bed of arugula in our big house down at the end, and as soon as the arugula comes out of there, we are going to put in the tomatoes, which should be hopefully next week, so at least we can start getting them in, because we had poor germination at the beginning of the year. Everything's kind of in successions of tomatoes. I mean, they're only really a week or two behind each other, but it makes a difference when you're looking at them like this. So we'll just kind of get them in slowly, which works because of the crops that we have down there. So I think it will all work out good. But gosh, if you've been following along on our market harvesting videos, look how big that bok choy's got. And I don't even know if you can tell from here, but it is huge. I'm going to be able to do just two to a bunch this week. They've gotten so big, and the salad mix, just now that the sun's out, everything is just popping, which is brilliant, because there's always that time period at the end of March where you're like, oh my gosh, did we do something wrong? Like, is anything growing? Because it's just so slow and kind of cold still. But like I say, now that the sun's out, everything is just booming. So yeah, feeling good about it. So I'm going to be making some flats, and we're going to be sowing. It's not a huge sowing this week. We're just going to be doing a round of salad mix, some flowers, which will be fun. There's just for our garden and kind of decorating the farm with. It's nice to have. And then we're going to be doing chives and rhubarb. We haven't grown either of those before. I have never started rhubarb from seed. I'm assuming that the chives are going to be pretty simple. I'm imagining like green onions, but it will be fun to see how the rhubarb comes along. So that's kind of, as we, grow as a farm, we're really trying to get our kind of foot in the door with some more kind of perennial crops that will be great, this time of year. Rhubarb is a great one to kind of fill gaps in the early season, as are chives. So so we're gonna get those started and go from there. Okay, so I got all the sowing that I wanted to get done. So here it all is. So I've got 4 flats of salad mix. I have a flat of rhubarb. I did the rhubarb in a 50 cell flat rather than a 128, because I'm kind of thinking that the rhubarb plant's going to be a little bit bigger than your regular starts. Like I say, I've never sown rhubarb before, I've never grown it, so I don't know, I'm just surmising that. And then we've got a ton of different flowers. So we've got poppies, larkspur, calendula, zinnias, some tulsi, some chamomile, cosmos, and then in here I believe we've got more cosmos, eucalyptus, lupine, stock and aster. So I'm hoping that they're going to come up. Like I say, we just decorate the garden with those, but they'll be really pretty, and we can have some cut flowers on our table in the summertime. And then I also did sow some chives too, but I actually had less seed than I thought I did. So I sowed what I had. The great thing about both of these chives and rhubarb is that after a couple of years you can start splitting them. So you basically dig the whole plant up, split it, or into 2 or even 3s, and then you can replant them and without having to restart seed again. So I think we're planning on doing that with both of those anyway. So we're just slowly over the years just kind of make ourselves a nice little patch of chives and rhubarb. So yeah, that's great. So next thing I'm going to jump onto is the pea trellis. So we got our peas in a couple of weeks ago. They're getting really big, so I'm going to start with that. I need to kind of gather everything though, mainly just T-posts and the T-post pounder, and get everything over there. So I'll meet you over there. Okay, Okay, so I brought all of the T-posts over, and so now I'm just gonna unload them, lay them out, do some sort of spacing. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I haven't got a good footage for you, but just make sure that they're close enough. And then we'll start pounding them in, because look, they are already starting to flop like that, which is no good. No good at all. So, and Ashley's already healed these too, so they definitely need trellising. Last year our peas got absolutely massive. They got about 10 feet tall, which was just ridiculous. So in anticipation of that, we have T-post extenders, because our T-posts aren't that long, and long T-posts are really expensive. So instead we've just got conduit, and then I've got hose clamps that I'll clamp the conduit to the end of the T-posts, and that will give us a little bit of extra height in case they do get that big again. We've never had peas like that. I don't know what happened. They were just really happy. We got so many peas off of them. So hopefully we have another good year like that. But we ended up panic doing it last year. It was just super stressful because they were starting to fall and it was just terrible. So like I say, we're going to do that early this year so that we don't have that stress. So here we go. Okay, I did it. So they're all in, although I'm really annoyed with myself because I forgot about this bed over here. That bed there. So I need to go and get some more T-posts and put those in. I was feeling really proud of myself. I missed a bed, but there we go. So they're in, that's great. So now I'm going to put the extenders on, and then that'll be a job done. We have to go and get string. We don't have the string right now, so we won't be able to actually trellis them, which is a little bit annoying, but that's okay. This is a big job in itself. But I just wanted to also show you that all that direct seeding that we did the other day. Look at that, the arugula's already coming up. That's great. It's amazing what some water and some sunshine can do. Okay, well, good morning. We've hopped ahead a couple of days. We had the market harvest, and so I haven't been working out in the field. So today we're back. As you can see behind me, I managed to get up the T-post extenders. So I'll show you again what all that is. It's just literally just metal conduit, and then a hose clamp that just attaches it, which works great. So obviously right now it looks ridiculous because you think, gosh, are the peas really going to get that big? But they did last year. So like I say, as in preparation, we've already got them up. So now I've done that, we went and got pea string, which all that really is I think it's like a kite string. It's just cotton twine. It's actually really thin, and you'd think, again, how on earth would that hold the peas up? But it does. So I'm going to start with that this morning. We already moved the chickens. They've been moved. So yeah, we're just cracking on with the day. Okay, so I figured I'd just show you a little close-up one so you can understand kind of what I'm doing here. So we just tie a little knot at the beginning here. Oh, I'm going to get my gloves on because it cuts the corners of your fingers really bad because you're pulling the string tight. Okay, and then all I'm going to do, this first one's always kind of a little bit of a tricky one because you're kind of starting them all off. So you want them to obviously all be kind of leaning on the string, and then you essentially just roll it all the way down. Whoops. And then do a couple of little twists around this one. And then you just keep going, and then I'll come back and I'll tuck these all up, and then I'll just do the same on the other side, and it just kind of sucks them together. Okie dokie, so that is the first row done. I obviously have quite a few more rows to do. The first stringing is always really frustrating. It's just not very satisfying. You have to kind of keep going back and tucking them in. But once they get growing and you keep trellising them, they just keep going up and you can just string back and forth and it's super quick and easy. So this one's a little bit painstaking, but once it's done, it will be easy. At least that's what I keep telling myself. But you can see the difference. Like, they are now kind of sucked in and upright, whereas like these guys are obviously just falling over. So it does make a huge difference. And then we just keep doing that all the way up till they nearly reach the sky. But I also want to show you, look at the direct seed. These are spinaches coming up, the spicy mix over there. I showed you guys the arugula. So yeah, pretty much everything that we sowed in these beds is coming up, so that's great. Okay, so that's the peas done and dusted. That actually didn't end up being that hard at all. Probably come back and do these again in probably maybe on Wednesday. So today's Monday, so in like 2 days. It would just give them a chance to kind of start growing upwards a little bit, and then I can catch them all again. And then after that, we will be doing it once or twice a week until they start producing. And then once they start producing, they more or less quit growing. So, and we won't get peas off of them till probably end of May, beginning of June. So we've got a few weeks of trellising yet. But they're looking really good. They're nice and green and they're growing. And yeah, so hopefully we'll get a really good pea crop out of them. I'm just putting all of our trellising stuff back. And then I'm going to hop on to planting some more potatoes. So a couple of weeks ago now, I can't think of how long it was, but we put in one round, we put in 2 beds. And now we've got another round to put in. So I think we're going to do 3 total this year, which should give us like a really nice kind of steady supply of potatoes. But the next ones are cut and ready to go in. I cut them a few days ago and let them cure again. So I'm just going to put all this stuff back. But I also want to show you the potatoes that I did plant, because they're coming up already, which is pretty exciting. So hopefully we'll have potatoes soon. Okay, a little chick update. Everybody's doing good. They've settled into their new home now. I was just trying to take you guys over to see the potatoes, and I just thought I'd stop in here and just make sure that everybody's doing okay and that they've still got food and water. And of course, one of the water has leaked everywhere. So I just had to stop and clean that up, which was fun. Oh, that is farming for you. You write a whole list of jobs for the day, and you get done at night and you're like, I didn't actually really complete anything off of my list, but I've been busy all day. Like, what have I been doing? and what you have been doing is putting out other fires that you come across as the day goes on. So, yeah. So conveniently, the wind has actually blown the row cover off of here. Oh, Ashley's just about to drive by on the mower. Oh no, I think she's about to turn it off. There we go. So yeah, conveniently, the wind just blew off the row covers. So I've row covered it because we have radishes in the centre here that I direct seeded that are coming up really nice. And also potatoes don't like a frost, but look, potatoes. Potatoes. Look, one there, another one there, more there. Ooh. Yeah, so they're coming up, so that's good. So that means that the next round is ready to go in. First of all though, I'm just going to fix something else and put these row covers back. So we have 2 varieties of potatoes. I can't remember the names of them off the top of my head, but we have this really funky purple variety. They were really vibrant when I was cutting them up. They've obviously kind of cured and now they look a little dull, but they kind of look sparkly. But yeah, they're blue or purple. They're supposed to have like a ton of, is it antioxidants or something in them, which is kind of cool. and then we've also just got like a regular yellow variety too. So I've got 3 beds, so let's see if we can get all of them in. Okay, so the potatoes are done. We ended up with 3 and maybe a little over 1/3 of a bed, which is great. So in a minute I'm going to direct seed in those. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to put in there yet. It's either going to be spinach or radishes, maybe a little bit of both. But before I do that, I'm actually going to put in some leeks. So these are our leeks. We sell them in just, sow them in just kind of trays. We don't even put cells in there or anything. Obviously some of them are a little bit weedy, and we had better germination on some than others, but we have plenty of leeks. So what we do is, before we plant them out singularly, because eventually they will go out as individual little leeks, but while they're still delicate like this, we put them in clumps. So I'm literally going to pull a clump of soil out. I'll just show you, like that. And then I'm literally going to dig a hole and just plant that clump of leeks literally like that. It looks really harsh like that, but they will grow. And so then what that does, so we call this a nursing bed. And essentially this just allows them to not be so delicate and vulnerable being planted by themselves, and allows them to grow big. And so what we do is we leave them here until they get about pencil size and thickness, and then we re-dig them up, and then we'll plant them singularly. So we usually wait until probably about end of May, early June. So they'll be in here for a little while yet. And then that gives them a chance to grow on. So I'm going to do that, and then, like I said, this bed has only got about 1/3 of potatoes in it, so I think I'm going to fill the rest, whatever doesn't get taken up by leeks, fill the rest with salad mix, and then I'll get to the direct seeding. So that's the plan, and then we're going to call it a day. We're getting there. Bit of the day is this half a bed of what was salad mix but now is going to be turnips. So I sowed it. We had terrible germination. We're still kind of trialing with the idea of direct seeding salad mix. I'd love it to work. It would save me a lot of effort and time in sowing it in the greenhouse and then having to transplant it. But if we don't get good germination with it, then we can't do it. But I think that it was also because it was cold out. So we're still giving it another go. I did some more on the peas, and that looks like that's even coming up better. So that's great. So instead here, Ashley's kind of reforked it and got it all ready for me, and I'm going to put more turnips here. So I've already got turnips under this little bit of row cover here. So it'll end up being a full bed of turnips, but obviously two different timings. So that'll be great. And that is the last thing to do today, and then we finished. I'm kind of really trying to push to get this stuff in, because I think we're supposed to get a lot of rain tomorrow, so I can't direct seed in the rain, and it's kind of miserable to be out here anyway. So it'll be nice that this is all in. It can get a good water. It also kind of feels like it's getting windy too. I'm not sure if we're supposed to have high winds. I hope not. But tomorrow I'm going to be in the hothouse, so I'm going to do this last little bit, and then I'm going to call it a day. So I think that about wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.